Hello? Hello? Please, I know you can hear us. We are trapped here in the spaces between worlds. It is a wonderful yet terrifying place, and only our voices escape. You can help us. You can let us in before we go mad. Remembers Their Home by Curtiss Christensen. A queue was already forming at the door when I was activated. I stepped away from my recharging station. Its various wires and fluid-filled tubes retracted back into standby nodes. The customers outside were antsy and paced around impatiently. As I walked behind the long counter past rows of color-coded canisters, an electrical signal coursed through my mechanical mind. My programming spoke to me with a soft, steady female voice. Remember West. W. Welcome the customer to the store with a warm greeting. Introduce yourself and learn their name. I used the button on the counter to buzz in the first customer. A tall, pudgy man walked through the doorway, scratching at his face incessantly. Welcome to Cardinal Direct, I said with a plastered grin across the synthetic flesh of my face. My name is J4M35. Who am I serving today? Do you know how long I've been waiting? It's been 2 hours. What took so damn long? I need a drink, he replied angrily. His aggression was unexpected. I looked to my programming for guidance. E. Engage the customer in small talk to build rapport and convince them that we care. I felt my smile falter. I tried to access my idle conversation file and was met with the error code, file not found. It must have been some kind of corruption. Surely the programmers had coded in such a file. How was I supposed to work without that information? Fortunately, I was equipped with an adaptive algorithm. That was strange. I wasn't supposed to have one. I didn't recall it being part of my last update. Sorry you had to go through that. We do not open until 0500. I was not even activated until a few minutes ago. Perhaps a discount could help smooth this over, Mr.
Wallace Moon, and I should suspect as much. You're just lucky I'm in a forgiving mood, or I'd have your job.
That would prove difficult. I am an automaton, programmed to serve. I would not be fired, simply reprogrammed to better suit your needs.
Whatever. Just make with the discount and drink. I'm losing patience here.
Absolutely, Mr. Moon. You will have your drink momentarily. I had no intention of giving him a discount. My programming wouldn't even allow it. What it would allow was a subtle manipulation of the order. His drink would be downgraded to cheaper ingredients and filled with additives. It didn't matter much anyway, given that the company markup was so exorbitant that even the cheapest drink we served would eat away a third of the average man's daily allowance. The female voice chastised me. S. Smile constantly. Studies show that a simple happy expression increases profits by 0.008%. I begrudgingly pulled the corners of my lips toward my cheekbones. Begrudgingly? I wasn't programmed to feel grudges. No matter, I'd just have to get through the day and request a debugging after store close. I had pondered these things too long, though. Wallace was starting to eye me with suspicion and confusion. T, tempt your target with our latest sales and promotions, compelled the voice. Are you aware that we have a special on... Given the previously discussed discount, you'll make off like a thief, I stated, my mind censoring whatever word I had said.
Fine, fine. Just get me a drink. I'll take whatever at this point, replied Wallace.
Of course. Just one moment, I said as the voice chimed in again. Remember south. S. Scan the customer to evaluate their needs. Our clientele expects us to know what they want before even they know. I pulled the medical evaluation wand from its indentation on the counter and waved it over Moon's body. The scanner displayed a litany of blurred information. I could barely see it, let alone make sense of the details. O. Organize the medical and biological data into a prioritized evaluation on the computer. It seemed like an oversight that I was required to upload the data to our central mainframe when I was fully capable of performing that same function. But regardless, I plugged the device back into its slot. The information was uploaded, and a list of color-coded ingredients displayed on the counter's monitor. I couldn't make out the words. You. Understand their needs and make recommendations based on those needs. Our promotions and customer finance. Despite my lack of knowledge and understanding of the customer's needs, my tongue made suggestions with my ears hearing static.
Sounds great. Just get me my drink pronto,
said Wallace. T. Take their order. We have a trademark reputation for knowing our clients' needs beyond what they ask for. We work hard to ensure that our special touch and attention to detail is worth the price, said the voice in my head. I punched the canister buttons that coordinated with the colors on the order. Wallace Moon was already shaking in anticipation. I pulled the final product from beneath the hundreds of tubes dispensing chemical slurries. H. Heal. This one is easy. Simply make the Cardinal Direct beverage and allow it to work its magic. I handed the drink to Wallace. It barely touched his hands before he slammed it to his lips and turned it upright. Remember, East. E. Encourage the target to finish the entire drink. It's for their own good, after all, chided the female voice. It was an unnecessary directive. Wallace drained the whole thing down as if he were dying of thirst. A. Assist them in finishing their Cardinal Direct beverage. Remind them that it is against the law to leave the premises with any remaining drink, or to waste product. On rare occasions, you may need to force-feed them. The effects were immediate. His shoulders relaxed and slumped. His eyes dilated while his eyelids drooped half shut, and his legs wavered like jelly under him. He looked as though he were about to collapse.
Oh yeah, he muttered. That's the ticket.
S. Study the client for ill effects. Our research and development team is constantly tweaking formulas to provide our subjects with the highest quality product on the market, came the voice from within my circuitry. I couldn't understand what was in that drink that had spurred this sudden change in the man's behavior. It looked as though he had been drugged and was nearly catatonic. I gave him a quick scan with my medical machine. T. Thank the target for their patronage. This will ensure them that we care, and that the vending machines of our competitors pale in comparison to our personal touch. Thank you for choosing Cardinal Direct. We appreciate your business, I said as I escorted Mr. Moon to the door. He didn't seem to hear me or even understand where he was or what was happening. I barely managed to keep him on his feet. I buzzed the next customer in. Everything seemed to go relatively normally from then on. I followed my program, west, south, east. As I served the customers their drinks and sent them off in various states of altered personality, I wondered why I couldn't remember north. It seemed ridiculous that a company called Cardinal Direct, who encoded all of their programming as insufferable acronyms, could have possibly missed that direction. I passed the hours trying to think of humorous acronyms that would fit the word. Never offer repeated trust hugs. Note organ rates to headquarters. Nurse only really tiny humans. I failed to come up with anything that was very funny, but it helped alleviate the drudgery. It occurred to me that I wasn't programmed to be humorous, creative, or feel overworked, but that was exactly how I felt. I wasn't supposed to feel at all. They must have screwed up my last update really bad. They would probably need a replacement unit to cover the store tomorrow so that I could get repairs to correct the problem. It meant nothing to me, just routine maintenance. I had to focus on my job. There could be no replacement today, probably not even tomorrow. The bottom line was the real concern, and if I were capable of dealing with this lapse in computing, corporate would almost assuredly ignore it until it became a threat to profits. I was on my own, a machine without proper directive. Again, I felt my programming fail. I was terrified. Despite this fear, most of the customers went in and out with no issue. That is, until a man came in. He looked important, dressed in a fancy suit and tie. It was unusual to see someone as gaudy as he was in a place like this. I'm unsure how I knew that. Welcome to Cardinal Direct. My name is J4M35. Who am I serving today?
Hello there, J4M35. I'm Reggie Cordell.
His voice was pleasant, but his body language conveyed paranoia and distrust. His head swiveled back and forth, and he was tense, agitated. And how are you today, Reggie? I asked, even though I didn't care in the slightest.
Alive and breathing. Say, J4, you're completely mechanical?
Yes, I am an automaton, programmed by Cardinal Direct as a sales representative.
Good, good. I assume you've been equipped with anti-tampering measures?
Of course. Cardinal Direct is renowned worldwide for its excellence in service and product.
Great. Let's get on with it then. I'll go with whatever you recommend and get it done swiftly if you can. I shouldn't be out in public long.
I nodded and scanned him. Strangely enough, even more was obscured from my sight. All that was certain was that I hit the black button behind the counter. The drink was dispensed and I handed it to the man. He was hesitant to drink it. Mr. Cordell, is there a problem? I asked.
I don't know. Something feels off. What's in this drink?
Reggie, I can assure you that our product is only of the finest quality. Everything in it has been tested and measured by the most rigorous safety standards in the industry.
Are you sure?
He asked. Absolutely. Besides, you know the law. No drink can leave the premises, and no beverage can go to waste. We take pride in following regulation.
I suppose you're right. Our economy and environment would collapse without proper adherence to law.
The beverage flowed between his lips and dripped onto his starched collar. He foamed at the mouth. He dropped to the floor and burst into convulsions. I was cemented into place. All I could do was watch until his seizure subsided to stillness. This man, important or not, was dead. I pulled his body behind the counter and stuffed it into a small disposal opening. Out of sight, out of mind.
Hey, where'd that last guy go?
asked the next customer when I summoned him in. He left. Where else would he have gone? But he didn't leave through the front. Where did he go? Are you sure? I said. I'm almost positive he went out the front. You must be suffering from hallucinations. We at Cardinal Direct can help with that. This target made no further remark. He shrugged and ordered a drink. I kept working as though there had been no death. I was a robot and life meant nothing to me. It was nearly the end of the day when she came in. Hello, welcome to Cardinal Direct. My name is J4M35. Who am I serving today? I said. Her eyes widened with recognition. Jimmy? Is that you? No, I am J4M35, I replied. Jimmy, please come home. I know we don't have much, but anything is better than selling your soul to this company. I am not Jimmy. I am J4M35. I sell drinks for Cardinal Direct. Who the hell are you? I replied, but I could already feel emotions surfacing. It was illogical, and I tried to bury the feeling. Please, Jimmy, James, come home. We miss you. I was perplexed and conflicted. One part of me was still trying to sell a drink, and the other was remembering something. No one remembers their home. No one remembers their home. No one remembers their home, said the voice in my head. What? James, come home. My programming spun in circles. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was a machine. Why did I feel so sad? Who are you? Jimmy, you can't be serious. I'm your mother. My programming only said one thing. No one remembers their home. But I did remember. I remembered her. I felt the tender feelings, the warm embraces, the pain of watching her struggle to raise 3 boys alone. I remembered my mother. It was as though a veil had been lifted from my consciousness, and everything came flowing back. Everything. I could see the labels on the drink ingredients clearly. They were liquid narcotics. I recalled in agonizing detail what Wallace Moon had consumed and why. I had been scanning the customers for mental and physical ailments and giving them band-aid remedies. Why solve the problem when you could cover it up and create repeat customers? Customers addicted to the drugs, clients who needed another fix. And I remembered the man in the suit. He was important. A politician that had made the wrong enemy and found that foe's vengeance at the bottom of a Cardinal Direct cup. I looked at the black button and saw the word cyanide written upon it. He wasn't the only one that had died by my hand. I had killed dozens, probably hundreds, taking account the overdoses and experimental formulas. I grabbed a cup, placed it beneath the nozzle, and walked over to the black button. Jimmy, what are you doing? Asked my mother. I pressed the button over and over. The cup filled until it overflowed into the grate below. I grabbed it and looked at the pale blue fluid. I started to raise the poison to my lips. James Theodore Peck, yelled my mother. You drop that this instant! It felt almost instinctual, the way my hand released the cup, but I knew that it was the result of many a childhood punishment. The liquid cyanide splashed over the floor and flowed into the drain. Mom, I've done bad things. I've hurt a lot of people, I said as tears rolled down my cheeks. She hurdled the counter and hugged me. Hush now. I don't give a damn what you've done.
You're my son, and I love you." I couldn't help but sob. She led me out of the store and through the crowd of angry, impatient customers who would not be getting their trademark Cardinal Direct drugs today. I heard the phantom of the female voice once more utter, "No one remembers their home." I did remember. I was going home. This has been No One Remembers Their Home, written and recorded by Curtiss Christensen for audiostories.com. Thanks for listening.